ask you, what are you singing?
You told them what the show is.
Don't shout on me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, MTS is for those of you just joining us for the first time. The show basically is appraising the efforts of film directors, actors, script writers, everything that makes a film come to life across the globe. Nollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood, and would always add every other wood that does a good film. We always advise you, encourage you to see good films, and say, no, don't go there. You know,
no, we're not telling you not to go there.
No, we'll tell you. But seriously, if someone was going to go kill themselves from seeing a movie, would you encourage them to do that? If you knew someone would commit suicide from seeing a divorced black movie, would you? Sorry, I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question.
Hashtag MTSS, what you're listening to. I'm just going to cut you off because you're problematic.
All right, my apologies.
That's what this is. It's movies, theme songs, and soundtracks on your number one family radio, Inspiration 92.3 FM. We're 6 minutes into the show this beautiful afternoon, and it's already a lot of beautiful chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, it promises to be a wild, wild ride. Someone is tuned into their radio right now.
Sorry,
now is the time to let them know. Now it's time to let them know to turn on their radio or join us online, ifm923.com. My name is AA Presley. Big shout out to you. Always great to do this with you every single Saturday. I have with me the one, the only Okiki Akindele. How far?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Stop it.
No, I'm just saying thank you so much for having me.
Stop it.
I'm really glad to be here. It's not easy. I've been really busy, working with a few people.
Yeah. How's Kevin Hart, by the way?
Oh, he's doing really good. He's doing well. But right now, I'm kind of working on something with Tyler Perry and Jonathan Majors.
Are you sure? No, all these partnerships are very
and you know, it's been a lot of work. It's been quite stressful, but it's always fun to come back home and come back to NTSS because you guys are family, right? You're basically family. So when I have the opportunity to pass by this part of the continent, I just
I'm glad to have you. We're glad, especially today, because it feels like we're going to be talking about some really solid stuff,
bro.
Yeah. So I'm super excited.
You can't help the accent anymore.
Hashtag MTSS is the show beyond just talking about film and talking to literally every talent that makes film great. We also have a music policy on the show. All the music that you listen to on hashtag MTSS are theme songs from the movies that you absolutely love. We pride ourselves as the only show on radio that does all of these things and more.
And with him saying that, you guys have to tell us what theme song you remember and what memory that theme song held for you.
Yes.
Remember, I can give you a clue. Every night in my dream. Anyway, basically, we believe that music makes a lot of difference when it comes to music makes a lot of difference. The music that is played in the movie makes a lot of difference. It can change a scene. It can change the way you perceive a scene with the kind of music that is being played. So let us know what it is you're watching. Like we say, we're just three guys who love to watch movies, but we cannot see everything. So there are some things that you might have seen that we have not seen. So and there's some things that we have seen and you have not seen. So let's get this conversation going. Let us know what you've seen. And of course, let us know your reaction. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? I mean, do you think it was overhyped?
I think it was overhyped. Is that mentioned the name of the film?
No, we've not mentioned the name of the film.
Okay.
But
my blood is hot.
Yeah, so I want to know, do you think it was overhyped? Did you enjoy it? Did it make you cry? Did it make you laugh? Were you like, what kind of acting with this? Let us know. Basically, we want to hear your thoughts on it. And of course, this is a safe space, no judgment. It's a no judgment zone. We want to.
It's a bloody lie. The more I start to tell you it's a safe space, the bloody lie. Run.
But it's a safe space.
But I'm sorry. I'll bring something into perspective.
It's a safe space.
Something I think very intelligent Tyler has done is that.
How are you going to go Tyler?
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. No. I'm thinking about it from the sound of a businessman. He's the number one movie on Prime Movies.
No, wait, hold on. Don't wait.
Because. So, Bayou Barbie has a show called Curiosity Made Me Ask. Curiosity took people to watch that film.
No, but Atlas was number one.
It's no longer a safe space.
No. But he was doing, he did a term, how do I even put this? A good bad job that people needed to be sure. Because for me personally, when I saw the film, I saw it because of my job.
Look, I mean, to a large extent, it
I'm
might
being
actually
very
be
honest
fun.
with
Like we see on the show,
We love
right?
each other very-
He will tell you what to go out there and check out. And of course, if you saw something that you thought was a waste of 2 hours of your time,
Advise the
by all
world.
means, come back and let us
And
know.
advise us.
Share your thoughts with us, and then we'll let the rest of Lagos and the world also decide if they should check
Amen.
it out.
So I can just
or
tell you
not.
that you can see. I'm the one that said this is a safe space. These are the guys that this is not a safe space for them at all. At all. At
Maybe
all.
you were the wrong time.
So anyway, let us know what it is you're watching. Send us a message on 0817 313 6193, or you can even call us on 0700 923 923 923, or you can also call us on 0814 0000 923. I don't know. Okay, let's get into
Where do we start from? Right? Where do we
Let's talk
start
about
from?
this movie.
Now, typically, we will tell you if you follow us on social media, then you have a hint
Mm-hmm.
of what it is we might be doing on the show. If you follow us, hashtag MCSS across all social media platforms,
Mm-hmm.
then you know that we have two absolutely brilliant
Mm.
talents in Nollywood here with us on the show, and we're going to be discussing easily what's one of the most talked about films right now.
Bruh! No, it's like, wait, let me not get ahead of myself. Let's talk about, some of the movies that, are currently
Worldwide.
making the rounds
Worldwide,
right? Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Okay, yes.
See, that movie, I don't know, since the story, since the premise came out that Deadpool
That they were doing a
was,
thing.
that they were doing a thing,
Yeah.
right? That Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman were coming together to do a movie. It's just been what everybody could talk about. And then it was crazy. Their promo in the past 2 or 3 weeks has just been phenomenal.
Yes.
They're traveling everywhere. Which someone now asked a pertinent question, which I feel we could discuss. Why is it that when these people do all these promos, they're going to China, they're going to South America, they're going to all these places, they never come to Africa? What happened? Is there a communique from the embassy?
No,
Do not go there.
I'm
It's
happy
a
that
very
question
big
came up.
concern that begins with the word S. Maybe it has E in front of it, and then maybe CURIT. I don't know what.
Oh,
other
you
letter
mean
it could
security?
be. Yeah, some that kind of thing. I'm just saying.
I just saying.
Just
Okay,
saying, yeah.
I get that.
And I think it's also a call to us generally. It's high time people started watching Hollywood. Because we are doing the premieres right here. Does the industry rate you?
I get that. I get that.
100%.
Deadpool vs Wolverine, go and check it out. It's out in cinemas right now.
Yep.
Some people went out to see it yesterday, and I've just heard
Oh,
glowing.
yeah. what, on
I'm
WhatsApp
curious to
group?
get into the conversation again. I mean,
I hear that.
we're saying right before we turned on the microphone that when we saw Into the Spider-Verse at the beginning of the year, I think it was Q1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had said that it's easily the best film of 2024, and then I had a friend go check out Deadpool vs Wolverine because I haven't even seen it just yet. I'm waiting for it to
I heard
marinate maybe
there's-
Monday, Tuesday.
Not to give anything, but I hear that there are some people that you will see in there.
Yeah, that you're not expecting.
That you-
Oh yeah. We've seen
That-
snippets here and
that's-
there of cameos and all that.
Yo,
He's doing his best to not let us
No,
know.
so like his poker face is on point. Like he just cause because there's a particular one that I heard showed up. I'm like, could this be why there's just a whole lot of problem with them trying to do a remake? You get what I'm going with this? Could this be why there's a whole problem with people trying to make the remake of this film? Because they sack the director, sack the actor himself, they come back, there's just a whole lot of back and forth
Right.
on that movie. But
Right.
let's not give too much away.
Hey,
Go check out Deadpool
Yep.
and Wolverine.
If you've
And
seen the
then-
movie, let us know what you think.
Yes,
Right?
let's
By
know
all
what
means,
you
shoot
think.
us a message 0817 6193 on WhatsApp, or you can call us up 0700-923-923-923. 27 years after the first time we heard of or saw Titanic. It's
Ah!
back on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I am unashamed to say that I am willing to watch it again for the 5 billionth time.
I watched it again,
There we go.
but I did not shed tears this
Oh
time.
no! I'm happy to cry premium tears again when I
And
watch
then,
it.
sorry, I have to say this. For the longest time, I have always said that there was space on the door for Jack.
Yeah, there was.
But now I see that there was really
Did you cry watching the
I
Titanic?
studied physics.
Then
Yeah.
you definitely.
Then, yeah.
I saw that.
I need,
Then.
I need to do something about my emotions.
Then.
But no, but
Really?
fair women. She called Jack 3 times. Jack, and she threw that guy into the water and wait for the whistle. I'm like, my God, wow,
Oh my god.
wow.
We celebrate
She
women.
couldn't have done anything else.
So please go check it out. Titanic is back on Netflix, and I didn't even know it was 3 hours. Like
Yeah.
James Cameron has been this proud for a long time.
Yes.
Because how are you shooting a 3-hour movie in 1990?
1997.
Yes, a 3-hour movie.
Audacity.
Anyway.
Okay, he knows what he's doing.
And the third one, I think
Last
maybe
but not
should
least.
we go?
Let's do it. Let's just do it already.
Let's
Easily, last but not the least, but of course, we're coming all the way back home. It's look,
It's
man, I don't know how to start, where to begin. It's House of God.
Woo!
Ah, Jesus.
Woo!
Oh,
Wait,
my
okay,
goodness.
you have to.
I
Sorry,
saw-
hey, this one.
I saw Okiki. I saw House of God literally last night into this morning, and I could only describe it with 2 words. This is the theme song for when we introduce the guest. We are doing
This one is even for the movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, film buffs, movie heads.
You know what's funny?
Tell me.
Right? If you played this song,
Uh-huh.
Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, in that scene where Oyemekun was fighting Keith Daniels bouncer, it would go like yo.
Oh my goodness.
But let's introduce our guest.
Yeah,
Let's introduce our
yeah.
guest.
Ladies and gents, at this point, we will definitely introduce our guests
Woo!
on the show. If you have seen the movie House of God on Netflix, then you definitely agree with me that both of them delivered brilliant performances in an equally brilliant movie from the stables of course, BAT Productions in collaboration with the guys at Netflix. Without further ado, ladies and gents, please welcome actor, director, producer Jay Blaze. And of course, the one and only beautiful, equally brilliant performer, Tosin Adeyemi.
See,
Look, guys, wait, hold on. I suspect that you've not had time to take it all in, so I'm gonna give you 2 seconds. Take it in. Like,
Thank you.
look, man, where do we start from?
wait, I know where to start from. And I start with Tosin.
Okay.
I want you for your heart.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
No, from the heart. No, see,
You have
Fear
to work
women.
for it though.
you get it?
Yeah, you
Like
have to
feel
work
like this is a man who is a military ruler. He has conquered all the battles.
Legions
And
are afraid of
legions
him.
are afraid of him. Kings are,
And
then
yes, no,
and
Not
a
my phone
woman.
laptop.
No, why do you think about it? That mere soul like is that,
I was gonna say mere slave girl,
But
but
I
I'm
mean-
like,
she was a
Yeah.
slave girl, but she probably was not man.
Nah.
Oh,
see what
word.
She was a slave girl, but she was not. Cause she just made this man just say, "It's just my body, right?" And the man was like, "Wait, what? What do you mean?
look,
What,
man.
like, what did they tell me?"
Let's
Ladies and gentlemen, let's
get into
get into it already. I'll start with you, Jay Blaze, right? Olauton.
Sir, let me just
How?
let me tell you one or two things. So, at a point, you're like, if I say this guy is vexed, truly for real. Tell us what
What
happened.
happened? Who offended
Who
you?
offended you? Who hurt you?
Actually, they vex well.
Because I'm like, why is there so much fire in his eyes? Like, even when there is no need for the fire to be in his eyes. But let's talk about that character, right? A lot from preparing for the character. How? Walk us through the process.
I mean, it was a lot, to be honest. When I got casted for the role, I wasn't expecting it, that's the truth. Because we did a couple of readings, audition, and I'm like, this character, from the beginning, I'm like, this one a big something. To the output. And I thought, okay, we're just reading for other characters because we got to read for other characters.
Yeah.
And then I realized that it was a couple of days, different auditions. It wasn't just that day. I'm like, oh, that means people don't play, so we don't come, don't go. And funny thing is, that day that I read for my character the first time, there were other people in the room, and I pretty much was the only one that BAP wasn't so familiar with amongst the guys that were there. So she was like, hi it is. Like, I am like, hey, this is my name, JDJ Place, and and then eventually got casted for the role. But when I got casted for the role, I obviously knew that there was a lot of work that I needed to do because I'm playing the firstborn son of God, the most feared warrior of Oyo. And my junior brother is Steady A, Shenwa Kendele. Mike is small, so that's not a problem. But like these guys, they look bigger than I do, and older. And one thing with me is, no matter what I am delivering, if I do not believe it, it's not going to work for me. It's going to be really hard for me. So I knew I needed to put in the work. I mean, apart from the fact that the director already spoke to me, it's like, you have to go to the gym, you have to gain muscle mass.
I was about to ask that gym.
Because I was frequent to the gym for like 2 months. Every week I knew I was at the gym for about 5 to 6 days every day, and I gained about 15 kg in muscle mass. Everything was just hard. So because of that process, I kept transferring a lot of energy and anger to the ions. I was pushing the gym, and I was supposed to do like 1 hour. I'm doing like 2 hours. I'm like, you say what? This opportunity is not gonna go like that. And most importantly for me is the fact that BAP trusted me and believed me, and I saw that there were a lot of people that came around and like, I still this guy. I'm like,
touching on that, I also want to like layer that question on something, because you said it quite casually, and someone might not understand the importance of or the gravity. The fact that BAP walked into the room and you're easily the one person she wasn't familiar with. Because when you see the film House of Gar, it's an ensemble cast, and they all delivered. It was so good. But the way I see it, if you take out the character Gar, for example, easily the next person you're looking for is the firstborn son. So that must have meant a lot of pressure.
Yes, it
What
did.
was that like?
I think that it just showed me that this is a challenge that I need to overcome. And the moment I realized that the director trusted me, it was all over. Because all the process of going to the gym, horse riding lessons, and that was very, very different, because it's not just about knowing how to ride the horse. It was about riding it really fast for me. So even while we were rehearsing and training, I fell down twice, if you can remember, and it was like fast going. I'm like, this guy know the turn, and boom,
You're on the floor.
I was on the floor, and I had to treat myself and everything. But then I was intentional about it, because I said, there's no way I'm going to go to this film and start riding like a baby. Then it's not going to portray what I'm trying to bring out. I can look all angry and everything, and then you're now riding the horse and you can't be fear. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Do you get? So I was willing. I was willing to push myself. Do you understand? And you're like, and you're holding your sword and you're trying to hold the horse again, and so it was a lot. Do you understand? So at that period, I just figured out mentally and physically I was already becoming a lot even before set. So while we got on set, literally my first scene was the one in the room where I had to push Shasha to the wall, and that was my first scene in the film. And
I was like, this is the man
I'm coming there. No, I was, this guy don't get time now. Like, what the hell are you telling him to stand up? You're like, stand up. We all can understand you. Baba only did Jerry. Do you understand? And then just before the scene, it was more like a ritual. Mike and I were just gonna pick up the dumbbell. We're just gonna, go some reps, do some push-up, because we're like, we need to make sure that the energy is there, is looking. Do you understand? And I mean, before set, by that time I was already like big enough, like I could match up with Teddy and Sheum. And then I can remember BAP held my hand and she's like, why is your hand hard like stone like this? I'm like, Mama, now you see me walk now, and now I'm in character. And then unfortunately, I wasn't smiling anymore. I had a stone cold face. Everything had been channeled to that already. Like, I was entirely pissed off. And when I picked up Shasha, brother Ibrahim, and I slammed him on the wall, I didn't even realize that I had dislocated his shoulder at that point in time, because then a lot of things felt really light. I didn't figure it out.
Including a whole human being.
Hold on.
No, because look.
Sorry, take it back a little bit. A lot of things felt really light.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because even when I watched the scene, I saw the impact on the wall. I saw the impact on the wall. I could feel how I was like, boom. I'm like, now I get why they were like, I should be careful. And I was like, guys, I am actually being careful, to be honest. At that moment,
you're not letting your village people actually use you.
Honestly,
being an actor.
Honestly, the way I threw him at the wall, I felt I was being careful.
Nice about it.
So I was like, what if I actually, threw him the way I wanted to, with the energy that I needed to? Then that would have been a bigger problem. And then they had to reset his hand. And then Egbo Ibrahim was like, no, don't worry, just let's go. He likes the energy, so I can also be in character and feel it. And BAP2 was coming to me like, are you guys sure? Like, still kill. And then 1, 2, 3. I mean, we had a couple of takes, and yeah. So getting angry really on set, having that fire was a lot of pre-production made that happen, and I tried to constantly remain in character. The fact that we filmed in literally one village, it's not like we're actually mixing with going to town, and then you don't see one or two people, you don't go parties today, and then maybe you're a bit distracted. Would that do you understand?
How long?
30 days. I was on set for 30 days.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So it was just quite easy. You wake up the next morning, pick up dumbbells, yeah, let's go to set, ride the horse, okay, let's come, makeup, and then when you do everything, it gets you in character. And then once your environment, and that's something I keep telling everyone, especially when it comes to film, to make an actor deliver, you need to make sure that you put him in the right place. Do not tell, you're the most feared warrior, and then you're looking left and right, just one pot, just maybe one banana tree, yeah, 2 chicken roaming around, so we make you feel like
Don't do like that. And then what inside you feel like that.
Do you understand?
Look, but
It has to be believable.
I already knew from the jump that like the time we had would not
It's
be
not-
enough.
it's not-
Absolutely.
There's so much to talk about with both of you. But I want
Absolutely.
to come to you real quick, right? Somebody literally sent a question because we had asked some folks to ask questions. And guys, if you're listening to us, we'll call out the numbers for you to call in a very, very short while. But I want to ask you this question, right? My first interaction, my first encounter with Tosin was Moremi, the stage play. And I thought, who is this human being? Right? J Blaze, you and I talked about this earlier. I know of J Blaze. I know the name. I know the brand. But House of Guys is the first time I'm seeing you in a piece, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Now coming back to you, Tosin, Moremi I saw, and I thought this is just insane. And then seeing you as Zainab in House of God,
Sign up.
I'm going to read the literal question this person wants us to ask. She literally says, and I absolutely agree, 100%. How did Zainab turn off her emotions? Period. Like,
See?
what happened to you? Like, what's it?
Like I said, fear women. But go on.
But what was that like, becoming this character?
Becoming Zainab.
Becoming Zainab and being
Slave,
a part
the
of
slave who became the favorite
being
wife.
a part of such brilliant and just extra production story that's House of God. Take it. You ready to take it?
I don't know that there is a straight answer,
Uh-huh.
for that. But I would say that one thing that I did on set was, now I'm not even talking about pre-production. I'm talking like when we started. One thing I did was because before getting to set, I had prepped, we had done our rehearsals, we had done many rehearsals, we had done camera rehearsals, we had done readings. I had, figured out who Zainab was and how she was going to be. But even getting to set actually was different. Like being her was different. So what I did from the first day was decide that Zainab was going to take each day as it came. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense because
But
that's how she could.
Yes, so that's actually what she did. So from her first scene, from Zainab's first scene, she took it as she came because she grew, into each day.
Yeah.
So that's literally what she did. So what she got, she gave.
Right.
So before her getting to Gar's palace,
Right.
she was a slave. She had experienced a lot. We got to know that she actually was kept in a harem, for the emir who was about to take her as well before Gar's people came. So all of that, she's already been tuned off. She's moved from hands to hands, right? So
Would you say Zainab
Almost
was a
fell
witch?
into my hands, actually. If not for my dad.
so
You understand? Bad vibes.
Bad boy vibes.
Yes, actually. Olauto wanted to do his thing.
She was supposed to, like, she was originally
Do you understand?
supposed to be, allowed
Yeah.
yeah.
But how would that have played out? Because, I mean...
It would have just been, that's
The
how
script
tradition
writer
was at
didn't
the
write
time.
it,
Your father says he wants something.
Not to
you-
me.
No, I mean, like, if Bashron had not taken Zaina,
And it was
and
Olauto.
eventually she ended up with Olauto, that would have been a very exclusive...
Oh, no, taking care of her. You know, I'm
Yeah.
very loyal guy. Very loyal.
No, sir.
Look.
No, sir.
Not at all.
No, sir. Because I put it to you, sir, that when Oyemeku came to visit you in Dahomey,
Yeah.
we saw... No, it's fine.
I mean, what is the guy doing? Did you see?
But we could see that Zainab held a special place in God's life.
Did she though? Like, let me even ask you that question. Do you think that she had held a special place in God's life, or it was just the curiosity, knowing that this one girl, is just not mesmerized by me being Alpha and Omega?
So I think that also has its appeal,
Uh-huh.
Perspective. Like if somebody isn't doesn't think that you're her alpha and omega and every other person does,
Yeah.
that also brings a certain level of likeness. So I think that perspective that also applies, right? But I do think that she had, a place in God's heart
Uh-huh.
from his reaction
Mm-hmm.
when she did what she did towards the end of the film.
Right.
So yes, I would say that he did hold.
Mm-hmm.
She did hold a place
Right.
in his heart.
Right.
So I have a question, right? We know we're introduced to Zainab's life, well, a little bit of her life before, and we know that she's basically a slave and all this. Why do you think that she would ask the guy and say, you just want me for my body, Abi, not my heart?
Oh, I can answer that one for you. Even that
Woman's
not
version.
I can answer it for you.
Answer.
She knows she's a fine girl.
Is that it?
Yes,
But
no.
that's the answer.
Yes, now. And talking about his expressions, there was also a scene where I'm trying to be very.
Fill it up.
Yeah, there's a scene where Ga and the girl
Uh-huh.
we're going to be intimate for the first time.
Uh-huh.
You could tell from his expression, okay, this is almost like the first time he's beholding such
Beauty.
in his camp. So I also feel like that's probably one of the reasons why he was also mesmerized by this person.
But why
He
was he
had
not angry?
because she just wouldn't.
It's the audacity,
There we go.
possibly.
Yeah.
Because she's still Gar, and you don't say something.
Yeah,
to him.
like
He looked at her cold eyes and like, there's no soul in this shit.
Exactly,
What's
yes.
going on? Am I about to be intimate with a dead person? Like, what the hell?
well,
All right, we'll take a short music break and we'll be back. Stick with us, don't go anywhere. It is still your number one family radio inspiration 92.3 FM. We're having a conversation on the House of God. If you've seen it, let us know your thoughts. Send us a WhatsApp message on 0817 313 6193. Coming your way now is Gabanjo by Kent Edujobi from the movie Anikulapo. Enjoy.
Something. Presley,
Yeah.
House of God will start studying, right? They kill the stars.
Wait, yes.
I'm sure they did.
Yes.
Ha! Yeah, can you even count? Like,
Stars were dying anyhow.
How many
What's
minutes?
it?
Literally.
West
in like the first
An hour
5
and
minutes,
50.
Stanis did
Bro,
almost die. Boom,
give it
get
up,
out.
Wait,
Wait,
now,
Had a tantrum and they flogged him. Finished.
Muiwa, Demola. Interview to the king.
Wait, now let me ask my
Yes,
question.
I'll
I
do
got
Had an
this job,
encounter, that's all.
so I'm gonna ask. I've asked you guys this question before, yeah? But I'm gonna ask them. You've seen this favorite movie?
Stop that.
What's that film again?
Which film?
Merry Man.
Oh, goodness God. Obed has beef with AY.
I've not seen
I'm not mad at
which
you.
of
I
them?
beg.
It's been a long time.
The
Which
way
of
they
them?
killed Merry Man 3. This one that just came out. That
I
they
saw that.
Jide
I've seen
Kosoko in
yeah.
less than 3 minutes. They had killed.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
one. I remember that
No,
scene.
which I'm
Wait,
not talking to you.
wait. I have a, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I know
Why?
AY is your cousin's brother's daughter.
He's not. But okay, I
All
have a
I'm saying you
question.
should look out. I haven't seen House of Cards.
Okay.
I'm going to see it tonight. But from what you put on the table, the killings were organized.
Yeah.
You didn't get formats. You get
I was
it was put together. Comedians should stop acting films and directing films. So if you want to problem you have is when we use skit makers to do films. Not all of them are fine actors.
I mean, no, of course, not even all actors are fine actors. So I agree with you.
There's going to be going to be fights from original and internet people. Because right now, skit makers,
They have followers.
or professional
Nigerians
actors
are bored.
are fighting skit makers.
Nigerians are bored. So having a skit maker gives you numbers. But if you need fine actors, you get what you make Bab give this guy that role. You get what you need to see. Anger from the village.
Yeah, it's anger from the village.
No, Jay Blaze was literally one of the cast members was telling me yesterday when we had our watch party. He was literally angry throughout.
Who was
Because-
that?
Like I don't know why. Not that he didn't have
On set,
laughs
every time.
on
Yeah,
set,
but
but
the majority of the
he's
Always.
Sorry, is it the name? Maybe we should change your name to J Hound.
actually Jay Blaze.
J Blaze, because before you don't.
Bro,
Maybe
like,
we should change your name to
I was already switched on set.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Younger brother, elder
It's
brother.
everyone's been saying that already.
Yes.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Black. Yeah. Then this guy and these
Ten
other
years?
two people have that same thing.
What was that?
This guy from Gangs of Lagos.
Toby Bakri.
No, Toby,
Oraro to me.
Olaritimi, and Brutus.
Oh, Brutus.
Yeah.
Brutus and you.
Brutus and I have it more.
Brutus and you
Yeah.
have
me and
it
Brutus.
actually.
We done this. We did something
Yeah.
together and people were asking we were twins.
Right.
You get but still.
Philip, he has his beard.
Oh,
Like
Brutus
you
is beard.
guys.
My beard is line where Brutus
Yeah.
is. Oh,
I.
I envy that guy's beard. And he was
man.
thinking white.
Okay, be honest, tell you.
Motherfucker.
Head swell. That's my tool. The entire time when it's
And Jalapeno could not do it.
Stop that!
Even yesterday when I was watching the energy was more like again what's the output?
Yeah.
Like it just felt like there's always another layer, another layer. And
Hey,
the more you think that everything is done, right? Especially when you know they were gonna arrest when they were gonna kill Guy and everybody knew it's done. And then they now came and they killed Latif again, like, oh goodness God. She's like, what's going on in this family? Always something.
No.
Always something.
One of my
I can tell
favorite
you,
songs.
you didn't see Gap getting married to this girl too.
Yeah,
Agboyin. You didn't see that coming.
This man's
One of my
tyranny. He doesn't
favorite.
have
Did
level.
you even see her dying?
Yeah.
If you play
But when this guy
Christmas-
woke that frog up, I knew, like, I felt like something was
Yeah,
going
no,
to happen.
yeah.
Something, because there has to be a ritual, and it has to be
Yeah.
severe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Has to
play
be
that
something,
blew my
yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Just like that way he told the king to
actually-
prostrate. And the king say, "Hey, war."
don't
He said,
tire.
"You have already done
But
one.
you don't
Just
do one now, just
do
complete
another one."
another
I
one
said, "Bro, is this what we're doing now? Let's go."
I feel like guy just wakes up and is like, what can I
What
do?
can I do to?
Yeah.
That's it. Alright, we're
Make
going
it
back in.
compost.
He just decided to be busy, really.
We're going back in.
Funny thing is,
You ready?
impossible to say as he call himself, you don't know what he want make it do to the rich.
Totally reason.
We're going in.
Hashtag MTSS, movies, theme songs, and soundtracks on your number one family radio, Inspiration 92.3 FM. Double A Presti, Okiki Akindele, Obed David, and of course, J Blaze Oyemile Tosin, a DMA from film House of God.
God.
You had just heard Kent Edunjobi,
Yes,
right?
Ibrahim
Ibrahim
Raju.
Raju from the movie, and Nicola Gua. I thought that was also equally brilliant. You know, he won an EMC for that particular album. So shout out to Ken, beautiful song, and a number of other songs on that particular album. Also, if you are just joining the conversation, we're speaking with Tosin and J Blaze on the performances, and of course the entire story. You know, that is House of God. Brilliant performances, brilliant work from BEP and the crew. Shout out to every single person. How do you be a part of the
Thank
conversation? 0700-923-923-923.
Sorry.
That's how you call us up, and of course contribute, ask a question, or just share a comment with our guests in the studio today, or you can send us a message on 0817-313-6193.
You know how I feel about biopics, right?
Yes,
to
yes,
see
yes,
that this
yes.
was a biopic that was told really well.
Yes,
Mhm.
and it's important to actually let people know, because a lot of folks might just think it's just another.
Oh no, there was a real guy.
Yeah,
There was a real guy.
It's inspired-
There was a real guy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
inspired
there
by
was a
true
real guy. And
events,
I had to go and Google because what I love about biopics is the fact that once I watch the movie, I now want to know more about the person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I went
Absolutely.
to this guy's Wikipedia, like, God has a Wikipedia page.
Yes.
And then in the Wikipedia page, all the kings.
Yeah.
We don't murder
Yeah.
again.
They are there, like how they died, what they did, and
I want to ask both of you about a rumor that I heard about the film House of God, but just writing on what you talked about. I think about a couple of months ago, I was having a chat with a friend who wanted to do an article about film in Nigeria, and just bouncing ideas as to what we should write on. And one of the topics I pitched was we should talk about biopics. There's not so many people telling our stories. This was a couple of months ago, and then BAP came out with FRK, which I thought was just really brilliant. And then we're hearing about House of God. It's just
I think we should
so.
leave biopic for
It's just so. And we talk about it on the show.
Come
Oh,
on.
what's going on here?
Oh
It
my
has a rhyme to it.
god.
It does have a rhyme to it.
We talk about it on the show about how it's important that beyond just entertaining people, we also get to educate them and let them know, because these stories are actually important. When we saw FRK, for example, we're talking about how a lot of people now knew more about the lady that
She was the first to buy a car.
drive a car, and then of course there's House of God. Now, something about the film, let's come back to House of God, that I believe a lot of people will definitely notice is it's a very, very fast-paced movie. Like, it almost feels like there's no, like, before you blink twice, 1 hour has passed. I'm thinking, wait, hold on. There's
What's
still
going
more.
on?
There is no
Not Nigerian, Nollywood like.
exactly. It's just like, and then the rumor I heard is, when you shot, it was almost like 4 hours.
Sorry, come again.
Yeah.
No, I mean it
I
was
thought the
way
movie
longer.
was-
than
It
that.
was
Feels like
longer.
It was way longer.
I think it was
So-
even longer than
So
that.
this is what I would say, right? I really do feel like House of God should have been like a limited series.
See, I agree with you. But the reason I'm not too quick to jump into that conversation is just, I guess, PTSD from the few limited series that we've seen. But it doesn't take away the fact that just watching this particular one.
One line.
No, but seriously though, if you do see House of God, and Jay Blaze, you and I were having this conversation earlier about how, and it's interesting that you say 1 hour into the film, because that's literally what happened to me. I felt like I'd been seeing the movie for 10 minutes. I'm like, wait, 1 hour?
Yeah.
And I'm
The
like, wait,
pacing
what?
is that
There's still
sick.
like some, 40, 50 something minutes. And I'm like, wait, hold on. All of this has happened already. But then there's still so much more. I'm like, what? How? Like,
It's insane because even on set, while we're watching at the premiere, I'm like, okay, this scene, what's happening? Oh, they've chopped. They've chopped. Oh, where's the dialogue? Oh, wow. I mean, there was a couple of scenes. Even the one where Mike came to my
Many
place
scenes.
and like we had like a full discussion. There's like some other gist that we said there and we're teasing. Boom.
A lot of things.
I'm like,
about
there's even a scene that I lost my voice in that scene. I didn't find my voice in that film. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't find it there. And that was one thing I was also looking forward to. But guess what? While I watched at the premiere, I'm like, you know what? I absolutely love it. I didn't mind how I felt after watching the film, because at the end of the day, what film does is we're selling feelings to the audience.
Yeah.
And if we're able to do that successfully and they buy the feelings, then our work is done.
Right.
So I watched it myself. I'm like, you know what? I bought something. I see what you're selling to me, and I agree with you. So of course, why not?
So, Sim, why is House of God special?
Why is House of God
Yeah,
special?
to you as an actor, as a performer, there's stuff that you do just because.
Yeah.
There's stuff that you do every other day. But why would you say this one is special?
Okay, since you've made it personal, I'd say that as an actor, I haven't done this kind of work before. Not just because it's my Netflix debut.
Sorry, let's not.
They didn't tell
Debut, baby.
Okay. Beautiful
Okay,
stuff.
so not just because of that, but because I haven't done anything this daring, ever in my over 10 years of acting professionally.
Right.
I haven't done anything. Do not laugh. I haven't done anything this daring. So, not because of controversy or, how people will receive it, but because as a body of work, it was very challenging.
Yes, I can imagine.
Yeah. Why do I sense an
Oh, no,
underlying?
No, for real, for real,
I'm actually being real.
Okay,
Like,
so
no,
yeah.
I understand that it's very challenging.
Yes,
It could be
you
very
know,
challenging.
when BAP.
Wow, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
You see, that is where the underlying thing is.
I know, but again, it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You know, so when BAP, you know, talked about who the character was,
Mhm.
and I mean, we were going to film in June. She let me know about it in January.
Well,
You know,
Come on.
and
you have no excuse not to have your lines on your script. Absolutely no excuse.
she called me up in January. You know, that year, last year. Yeah, it was last year we shot. And she was like,
last year,
"What's-
July. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, July, and yeah, I think it was January or February. I can't remember. So she was like, "Oh, you know, I want to do film, and I want
Don't
to
be
do
anything
this.
anymore.
to be." And I was like, okay, okay, ma, you know, and I've learned from producers, directors, you know, to just take it with one hand and just, you know, move on. So I was like, yeah, if it happens, if it doesn't happen, I promise you until even up till the week we're going to film, I was still thinking in my head, you just may not be anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know, anything can happen. But yeah, it happened, and I was Zainab. So why is it special to me? I've mentioned about 2 or 3 reasons. But most especially, this is my most challenging, you know, work
Right.
yet.
It's interesting that you
And-
say that because I think you've actually done some. I mean, Moremi take definitely.
Yeah, I have, you know, but this is different. It's different
Yeah.
because it's a film.
Mhm.
It's not just Nigerian cinema.
Right.
It's not Nigerian cinema. It's global.
Right.
You know, so everybody gets to see this, judge it, critique it. You know, so that alone, you know, is if it,
Right.
you know,
You see,
for me.
this
So,
thing
yeah.
she
But-
said, sorry, please,
Go ahead.
has brought in light a lot of times because we've had conversations where we've had actors that were excellent in this film and terrible at the other one. And he said something, she said something that brings us back to that space. You're shot for 30 days. You were in the same space for 30 days. You were not given any reasons to lose connect with your character.
Yeah.
You were intimated of the role at least 6 months at a time. You see, whether or not we like it, as much as Amaka Igwe did a movie in one day, all due respect, I think people need to realize that you're not Amaka Igwe. And this is 2024. And I'm sorry, the next name I'll call you guys won't like
You
it.
will always say you are sorry, but you are not.
But I'm sorry. The interview Corey had at the breakfast show. 13 weeks.
Obed just
3
doesn't
weeks,
like
actually.
Tyler Perry.
No, I love Tyler Perry. I don't like The Voice in the Black.
Okay.
Okay? He shot the movie for 3 weeks. Got paid the most for his entire career. He's never been paid that much.
Right.
For films he's done for 5 months.
Right.
And that's why he couldn't even relate to the fact that he's been divorced with this girl. He's asked to divorce with in film. He's
You know,
done it in real life.
Obed does make a point, you know, just bringing all of this back. And the point really is talking about BAP as a director.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
we definitely have to give it to her. And another reason why I think that, you know, she did really well.
Yeah,
You know,
please
besides
come on the
just...
show, thank you.
Yes, please. Let's just put that in there.
Please come on the show, thank you.
Yeah, it's long overdue. Besides, I mean, seeing what she did with Fumilari and Somkosi, for
Yes.
example,
Yes.
just watching House of God, and FYI, if you haven't seen the film, I'm about to shock you with this information. You know, having other powerhouses like Funke Akindele,
Bruh.
Toyin
Toyin
Aimaku, Toyin Abraham, Femi
Crazy.
Branch, there's Dele
Muyiwa
Odule in
Ademola.
there, Muyiwa Ademola,
yeah.
Gabriel
Adeni
Afolayan,
Johnson.
Adeni Johnson.
a lot.
Everybody
Everybody.
is in the film.
Everybody
and
did, yeah.
and it, to me, it didn't feel like one person, you know,
Or they tried to
shone,
kill them.
you know, or
for
shined
their
more
numbers.
than the other person. Everyone had
Everyone had
their
their moment.
spots.
Yes.
They did really, really well. Even BAP's cameo was solid.
I loved it.
I'm telling you.
I loved it.
Like, what are we talking about now? BAP is, you know, she's up there.
She's
She
different.
definitely is up there. Let's talk about BAP for a second. What do you think about her as just a person and of course a director?
I mean, as a person, she is exciting to relate with. The first time I met her, I couldn't even believe her age.
Yeah, jury's out on that. by the way.
I'm not even joking. I'm like, what? Like I don't know what genes you've got, but this is insane. And she's very intelligent. You probably won't see that they go, but like when you start communicating with this person, you're like, this person knows what she's doing, and she's intentional.
Yes.
She does not joke with aesthetics. She does not.
Yes.
Like, see, you're coming. She's already looking from afar like this. No matter you're trying to like it, if it's not working here, it's not working, and that gives you confidence in trusting the person,
Right.
Because like if this person knows what she wants, then yeah, that's easier. So as a person, she's jovial. She's free spirited, especially when she knows that you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Do you get? And I'm saying this based on the time that I had spent with her. Do you get? Initially, even during the audition process while I met her, I felt like, oh goodness, this is BAP because I've heard of the name.
It's
Like,
B.
okay, let's just this is this. And again, the reading, my character is an angry one, so I found the balance. I'm like, hey God,
I don't go shout too much.
I don't go too vexed. So which one they look me, but yeah, I mean the job is the job. Do you get? So yeah, I didn't get any negative vibe from her from the first day that I met her until today. I'm not even kidding. I don't think I can remember a moment where I felt like she was exuding negative vibe as a person.
Right.
And when it comes to being a professional, she was willing to listen. Like she's what you think? Are you okay? Are you fine? It was beyond a use and dump situation. It wasn't a thing of, oh, you've done your sin, okay, you can move. It's, how do you feel? Even on set. Like even on set, several times she's like, come and see your take. I'm like, okay, that's nice. Do you get? And then we saw it. I'm like, hey. But what was going to my mind is like, hey God, just come and see your take, come and see your take. I hope say true. She like her. Maybe like say, come and see your take of, oh yeah, do and go. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So even work wise, everything. Like there's one scene like that I came out of at Dahomey where this guy was fighting.
Yeah.
I was ready to shoot, and then I came with the costume, and that's the costume that the abdomen is open. I say, guys, I just chop now. Why not don't tell me this thing? See,
That fighting scene.
why is
shout out
it
to
no?
Dolly Phillips, by the way.
Yes.
No, she's amazing.
Dolly.
There was a little bit of crossover. Do you know who she was?
There's what?
Who her character was?
No.
Yes,
Nawi.
Nawi.
Yeah.
From the Woman
From
King.
King.
I was like, what a beautiful, sweet crossover.
It was BAP had no idea. I think it was mentioned maybe later.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
So it was
no, this
coincidental.
part is probably shout out to Tunde Babalola.
Okay.
Yes.
Today-
Because there was
today's
also the crossover
Really
from
good.
Formula Rasom Kosi and
Yes,
October 1.
on October 1, yes.
For
Really
FRK,
good.
I noticed it.
Really
yeah,
good.
Yeah, shout out to Tunde Babalola, of course. Tunde and BAP have formed this dance
Yes.
that we really
And it's
love.
working, so it's
And
just
it's
like,
working,
why
yeah.
change the system?
Working, yeah,
Then, bro,
definitely.
don't fix
Do you
it.
get?
So this is
You
not your
get.
first collaboration with BAP, and you've done a ton of things on stage. But like you said, first film on Netflix. What was that like? Was it like a different feeling? Was there something extra?
With her.
Yes.
Well, I'd say maybe a little bit.
Okay.
A little, because I've worked with her a couple of times, and one thing for certain, VP is intense. Yeah, she's very intense. She doesn't look it, but she's extremely intense. Like, I would say she does not sleep. She could be awake 3 a.m.
like no
sending
jokes,
a message
no
saying,
jokes.
This, that. Like, if it's not like those people that, will tell their staff to be working and they aren't. She's working as they're working, So that's kind of person she is. And working with her on House of Ga, actually was even very proud. Not just of myself but of her as well. It was really, really grueling.
Yes.
Filming in Ekpe.
Yeah.
It was grueling. I think she fell ill at some
Yeah.
point. She lost a lot of weight. She kept pushing.
Yeah.
To be honest, she did. And
Shout out to BAP. Please come on the show. Thank you so much.
yeah, but she kept pushing, and I actually do learn, from her. Sometimes she says something I may have my reservations, but I'm like, at the end of the day, there's a reason for what she's saying.
Right.
So I learned a lot
Right.
working with her. So I learned a lot, with filming as well, in Ekpe, from her.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds like
I
someone.
did.
I would
had
think
a
that
great
one thing we're
spirit
not
and
even
trust.
really talking about is how she was able to also handle everybody on that set.
Yes. Oh,
We're
my
talking about how
gosh.
big all these actors are. One thing I was like, oh, this person's on this set. Okay, I'm like, oh god, there's probably
is
going
not
to
on
be
this set?
commotion somewhere one day, and then obviously because of the
There was-
on-set conversations, you know, of having giants on set. Everybody's like,
There's
Who go first
there's
part
a
for you?
particular scene, for example, where
Oh
you know
my
two of
God.
them are sat side by side.
do you understand?
I'm thinking, oh, the pressure in that room
What?
that day. What's going on?
What?
But I will
Detention.
tell you,
Well, okay.
I'll tell you
Detention.
though. I'll tell you though that there wasn't a like the
Like, there wasn't a
supposed
confrontation or
on there
anything.
was
Yes.
the supposed on set conversations that everybody
Yeah.
thinks that
There was.
there was actually none.
So like
none
we all
of
felt
that.
the energy, but if you look at
You
BAP,
know.
she just has a smile on her face and she's going about, and then you consider every single person on set,
She sorted
all the
everything
veterans,
out.
every single person
did.
respect her,
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and that just make it easy.
and I'll add to that, dear producer, have money. Because you know why? The reason why actors misbehave is when the producer is not paying your fee. I literally had to beg you. A lot of times, we've said this thing before on set.
Sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes some people just
Yeah, so
some people
I
are
think-
just like that.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just like
where I'm
that.
coming
I will
from.
go with that.
I agree some of them
Yes.
are not normal.
Yeah.
But you see, I've been on set before where you be celebrating.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
coming to the set 3 hours after your scheduled time.
Don't be
Ridiculous.
angry. now. Don't be
Oh, God.
angry.
And you know the rented
Ridiculous.
camera.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
I
God,
think it just really speaks to the culture and the ambience that BAP was able to
Oh, yeah, to
create.
build, yeah.
Yeah.
No personality and money.
Yeah, and everybody just really
Good
tapped
money.
into that and respected
That's
the
the truth.
director because of how I want to believe that she respected them
Yeah.
equally back. And
Yeah.
you could see it in the performances. You can tell these things actually when
Yes.
you see a film. You know, just by the way certain people apply themselves.
The film. I agree with you.
House of Guys.
And,
is
and I want to say one thing
Yes,
though.
How
On the
much
set,
do you get paid on the film?
there's probably just maybe one day that there was maybe a little ruckus.
Tension.
Yeah.
How was it
Come
there?
on, yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna say that. I'm just saying that one thing I've learned from BAP, over the years is I always say this thing that there's a time where we were rehearsing. This was on stage, and something was going wrong. I can't really remember. Maybe it had to do with setup, and the stage manager at the time, was moving up and down, and she was just seated. So she called him and was like, "Come," and then she said, "Don't let them see you sweat." That's what she said. She just said it like that, in the way she says it, and then that thing, something.
That would mean you don't have it
You know.
under control. My God.
And that actually resonated through the entire set.
Yeah.
Like it was a safe space. Like even
Yeah.
if your costume wasn't right, or my hair was aching me as you were making it. Like it was just there wasn't bad blood.
No bad
or
energy.
anything
No bad
on
energy.
sets like you see,
Really.
someone fought someone, nothing. And I think that comes
There was
from
no
the
ego
leader.
anything.
Yes.
And it went all
Remember
the
the
way
time we were
down.
waiting one time? I can't remember what happened. That there was a bit of a delay, and it turned to a party where Dilo was singing and beating the drum, and everybody was just having
Yeah.
fun and playing.
Yeah.
It was beautiful
Everybody,
energy.
young, old.
Yeah.
It was
Beautiful
it was
energy.
just good.
Someone should please speak to the team at BAP Productions.
Yes.
We need a BTS film. I would love to watch
Honestly,
it.
I would love to watch
I would
that.
definitely
But
love
we
to
gotta go. What are you guys watching right now? Just
House
quickly.
of God.
I
House of God on
Love it.
Netflix.
I
That's
love
what
it.
we're watching.
love it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so social media handles if you want to follow you.
My social media handle is the Tosin Adeyemi. TheTosin
And mine is at It's J Blaze. ITSJBLAZE.
But I hope you guys are ready for your new names, right?
No,
Working on
absolutely.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's-
Sisters, I know.
Absolutely.
I've heard Auntie Zainab, I've heard Nupewich, I've
Hey,
heard
hey,
Zainabu, I've heard a lot.
mo baby yẹn gẹ yẹn olóṣèṣe náà nínú gáàfin yẹn ẹ bọ ọ tó mọ bínú yẹn ọlọ́ọ̀tọ̀
But you know, a lot of people are not happy that I died in the film, yeah? Yeah, a whole lot of people. Most of the comments, why did he die?
People actually wanted Oyemeko to die because they were like,
He's
this
a
guy is a
bastard
whip.
son of. He's a
He-
bastard
You
son.
should have gone. But anyway, we gotta go. Thank you so much. Follow the station at IFM93 Lagos on Instagram. On Twitter is at IFM93. Follow the show at hashtag MTSS. You have to put the hashtag and spell it out. HASHTAGMTSS. Follow Presley at aa.presley. Follow me, Okiki Akindele, and Obed David at Obed David1 on all social media platforms. And of course, at the top of the hour, Weekend sports,
Take over.
weekend sports cruise is coming up, so stick around. The Olympics have started, and Argentina is showing Iraq one or two things. But anyway, stick around. Still
Do
going.
you know what's funny
Ensure
about
everyone
the
listening to us, ensure that you live life, love God, and be good to people. Of course, watch Nollywood. Thank you so much, Tosin. Thank you, Jay
Thank
Blaze.
you, Presley.
Shout out to you too for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Adios. God bless you.
Do you guys notice that the way we feel about the Olympics, Gen Z don't feel that way?
About what?
They feel it's a waste of time. They don't
Really?
understand the
I wait for the Olympics
perform.
every season. I wait for it.
These kids are.
Did you see our entrance yesterday?
I didn't. I was
It was
busy.
not. They did not give us enough time to showcase our outfits.
Okay, this is about you at the pool house. God will judge Nigerian NFA. NFA, God will judge them.